ATC invites you to experience the remarkable synergy of the premier joint annual meeting of the American Society of Transplant Surgeons, or ASTS, and the American Society of Transplantation, or AST. This influential event brings together a diverse community of professionals dedicated to solid organ and tissue transplantation. Through dynamic educational programs, ATC empowers participants to stay ahead of breakthroughs, engage in valuable discussions, and embrace the advancements and practical applications shaping the field. We are here at the American Transplant Congress, unlocking the transformative power of collaboration. Hello and welcome back to the final day of ATC TV. I'm your host, Rachel Ramos, and today we embark on an exciting journey to unite the transplant community. As we delve into the importance of collaboration in transplantation, we'll witness the incredible impact that arises when brilliant minds come together. Get ready to be inspired as we explore how collective efforts pave the way for groundbreaking advancements and ultimately transform the lives of transplant recipients worldwide. Stay tuned for a day filled with enlightenment, connection, and the power of unity right here on ATC TV. Today, we will sit down with ATC State-of-the-Art speaker Hiro Nakauchi and gain key insights into his research in organogenesis, stem cells, and the coined term organ niche. We also bring ASTS President William Chapman and ASTS President-elect Elizabeth Pomfret to our studio to discuss the importance of ATC and the future of the ASTS. We'll also be sitting down with this year's ASTS Pioneer Award winner, giving you an exclusive glimpse into this remarkable individual behind this prestigious honor. But wait, there's more. Brace yourself as we venture into the very heart of transplantation research and innovation. We'll take you on a captivating journey to renowned universities, institutes, and research centers that stand at the forefront of groundbreaking discoveries. Join us as we unveil the brilliance that propels the field of transplantation forward, leaving no stone unturned in the pursuit of knowledge. There will be something for everyone, and we want to make sure you don't miss a minute. Each day, you can find the latest episode of ATC TV on the TVs conveniently placed around the convention center. But don't worry, if you missed us here, you can tune in right from your hotel room on Channel 55 at the Manchester Grand Hyatt, Channel 74 at the Omni, and Channel 43 at the Hilton San Diego Gaslamp Quarter. And of course, you can also find us on the ATC website, as well as our YouTube and Twitter channels. Plenty of ways to watch. Joining us now is Hiro Nakauchi, professor in the Department of Genetics and the Institute for Stem Cell Biology and Regenerative Medicine at Stanford University School of Medicine, to talk about why he is one of this year's state-of-the-art spokesmen. Thank you so much for joining me today, Doctor.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So your work has focused on the reconstitution of the blood lymphatic system and cross-species organogenesis. What implications do these findings have for our understanding of human health and the potential treatment of diseases?
As you know, there's always an absolute lack of donor organs, not just solid organs, also hematopoietic stem cells as well. And so I've been trying to expand hematopoietic stem cells and also trying to generate solid organs for transplantation. And it has been very difficult, but I try to introduce the idea of concept of organ niche, the space. And if we create a space during the embryogenesis of the animals, that might help forming a human organs from human stem cells. So the idea originally came from my hematopoietic stem cell studies, but now we're trying to use this idea concept for the generation of organs in vivo from the pluripotent stem cells.
So can you explain in simple terms the concept of organ niche and how it relates to your research on cross-species organogenesis?
Well, I think it's a relatively simple idea. If you make a chimera is a mixture of two different cells of different genetic origin. For example, if you mix embryo with pluripotent stem cells, and they form a chimera where all the cells, tissues, composed of both donor and host cells. This is just a regular chimera. The cells are everywhere from both species. Both species. But if I use a host embryo that has been genetically modified so that they can form a certain organ, like heart, only when we make a chimera by mixing these cells, only wild type normal stem cells can form heart, but host cannot. So this way we should be able to generate a heart composed of cells from introduced pluripotent stem cells.
Establishing new frontiers of stem cell therapy is an ambitious goal. What specific areas or aspects of stem cell research do you believe hold the greatest potential for clinical applications in the near future? And what challenges need to be overcome to make these applications a reality?
That's a tough question. Tough question. Well, as I said, this stem cell-based regenerative medicine is still in the early phase. And there are still many issues, challenges left. So, but eventually we should be able to provide cells, organs for transplantation. And probably this is not solid organs, but hematopoietic stem cells. Now we have a way to expand. So while in culture we can, edit the genes of those hematopoietic stem cells. So, for example, if we have a kid with congenital genetic disease, blood diseases, then we take those hematopoietic cells and we can genetically gene correct the defect and expand and put them back to the patients. So, everything should become autologous, I hope, so that we don't need to worry about immunological rejections and lifelong immunosuppressants. So that is what I envision, I hope to happen in coming years.
Wow, very inspiring. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
And now come with us and witness the remarkable journey of LifeLink of Georgia as they bring hope, courage, and the gift of life to those in need through organ and tissue donation.
It is one of the simplest things that we can give. Why not? Why not be a donor? Why not change a life? Why not leave a legacy?
To be able to say yes and give life to someone, that is honorable, and we commend you and we honor your loved ones for being able to save lives through organ and tissue donation.
For anyone who is faced with the decision to donate your organs or your family members' organs, LifeLink is the organization for you. My husband passed in September of 2000, and I am still connected with Bobby Howard and the LifeLink organization.
If you are out there and you are thinking about becoming an organ and tissue donor, let me tell you from my standpoint, as a 28-year kidney recipient, you have the power to make a decision to save and affect so many lives. So please consider becoming an organ and tissue donor today and become someone's hero.
We are now joined here in studio by ASTS President William C. Chapman to discuss his time as president and the importance of ATC. Thank you so much for joining me today, Doctor.
Thank you, Rachel. It's a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. So as your presidency comes to an end, can you tell us some of the challenges that the industry has faced and the society itself?
We have a lot of challenges and we have a lot of opportunities. Transplantation has moved in a kind of rapid pace the last few years, so For us as transplant surgeons, we have many new technologies like machine perfusion, like normothermic regional perfusion, that have really just been introduced in the last couple of years. How these will get incorporated into our everyday clinical use is something we work to improve on. And what are we looking for? We're looking for helping more patients to be transplanted, those in need. We have significant wait list disparities, and we're looking for improved results.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, it sounds like there's been a lot of innovation throughout the past few years. So what would you say have been some of your greatest accomplishments as being president of ASTS?
First and foremost, ASTS is a big organization with many talented people in leadership roles. So, we have over 25 committees doing outstanding work in various areas. So, a big part of the role of the position is maintaining coordination between various groups in the organization. There have been a few areas that I guess I would say I've personally been more focused on. One is has been establishment of a transplant oncology task force. A second is an OPO strike force that we've put in place. A third, we have NISQIP transplant ready to come online.
Wow, that's amazing. It sounds like there's a lot to come for ASTS. And lastly, what is the significance of ATC itself and how the two societies come together to really create something bigger than themselves?
AST and ASTS are great sister organizations. We have a lot of mutual objectives that we share, and there's great collaboration between the two societies. There are some areas where surgical issues are predominant, and we tend to take those on a little more. There's some areas where things like immunosuppression, medical management of complications, et cetera, that the AST has more expertise. We have a lot of overlap. We jointly own the American Journal of Transplantation, and so this is a big area for us jointly. This meeting combines the best science from both organizations, both our organizational members. So having a time of the year that we both come together for our individual society interests, but also for our overlapping scientific interests, is a great opportunity. And so we always really stress and enjoy this meeting.
Yeah, it's amazing to see so many talented individuals come together to collaborate. Well, thank you so much for your time, Doctor. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Rachel. Have a good day.
Thank you, too. William C. Chapman has given us insight into what ASTS has accomplished. And now let's see what the society has its sights set on. Joining us in studio is ASTS President-elect Elizabeth A. Pomfret to discuss the future of ASTS and the transplantation field. I am now joined by ASTS President-elect Elizabeth Pomfret. Thank you so much for joining me today, Doctor. So can you tell us, what are your top goals for this incoming year as president?
Well, I think every president comes in with some ideas of what they'd like to do, and then there's the reality of what's the burning platform that you get met with. And so I think some of the things that right now are things that have to be dealt with and that are things that are important to the community and things that I care about are, right now there's a modernization of the OPTN and questions about how the current OPTN should be structured. We had a conference on Saturday morning here at this ATC about death, permanence of death, and normothermic regional perfusion. that will certainly be an area that we'll be focusing on at ASTS, and it was a joint conference between ASTS and AST, and the deliverables from that conference was that we will be putting out a joint statement from the ASTS and the AST stating that although there is certainly controversies associated with it, we believe that normothermic regional perfusion, both thoracic and abdominal, can be done in an ethical manner, and we support that. So we're looking to set up committees that will work on standardization of how to perform that in an ethical manner, both from the thoracic and the abdominal standpoint, and a centralized data collection database. So that will be another area of interest. And then one of my areas of interest is we'll be setting up a standardized hands-on course for teaching how to do living donor liver transplantation that will take place at the University of Colorado in the spring of 2024. So
that is incredible. It sounds like there's going to be a lot of challenges along the way, but looks like you're just the person to lead the ASTS. So that is amazing. How do you plan to utilize the power of the ATC to really impact the ASTS?
Well, I think that this is two societies, the ASTS and the AST, that are just really very active, robust societies that are completely committed to patient-centric care and research, innovation, and really coming up with new ways to do things that's focused around how do we do things in a way that is better for patients. And ATC is really our platform for being able to showcase those things, to learn from each other, and to be able to intermingle with each other so that we can build the relationships that we need and cross-pollinate, as it were, to form the kinds of friendships and relationships that are necessary in order to, I think, enhance the kinds of establishments and relationships that really foster great innovations that come. And I think it makes such a difference to be able to be face-to-face and interacting with one another, thankfully, in person again. I think everybody enjoys, being able to see each other and interacting with each other.
Yes, absolutely. Very inspiring being here at ATC and being able to collaborate with others. Phenomenal. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Doctor.
Thank you. It's been my pleasure.
Now we'd like to introduce you to Donor Network West, an organization working to bridge the gap in organ donation and transplantation for people of color, addressing the need for increased awareness, education, and diversity to save lives.
Donor Network West is the federally designated organ procurement organization for Northern California and Northern Nevada. There are over 14 million people in our service area, and in that makeup, 60% are people of color. It looks the same on the wait list. There's over 100,000 patients that are waiting, and 60% of them are people of color.
There is a huge gap that exists today when it comes to people of color and how much they're donating. Only 35% of last year's organ donors were people of color. Without donors, there cannot be any transplantations.
At Donor Network West, the strength is in diversity. We've been able to have a representation of our communities that we serve, and to be able to look at these families and be able to bring people that have like minds in order to make it comfortable for families to say yes to donation.
Nevada Donor Network Laboratory supports Nevada's only transplant program, by providing histocompatibility testing services.
What sets Nevada Donor Network's laboratories apart is not just our excellent histocompatibility services, but our other offerings, anatomic pathology services, and eventually we're going to be looking at biopsies of transplanted patients. We also have a relationship with Donor Services Laboratory.
This partnership will decrease the time to resulting, which will increase the positive outcomes for our recipients.
We believe that not only our core values really drive us to be who we are, but it is the passion for everybody that we work with. It's palpable.
We're back here in San Diego, where we are joined in studio by this year's ASTS Pioneer Award winner, Kim Olthoff. Let's find out how this award came to be and what this winning means for the transplantation community. Doctor, thank you so much for joining me today.
Absolutely.
So first of all, congratulations on winning this prestigious award. Can you tell us the significance behind winning this award and what it means to you personally?
Sure. This was truly a surprise and an honor. I always think of a pioneer as someone who is doing all these, really innovative breakthrough scientific discoveries and things like that. So I didn't expect to get this, but being I guess a pioneer in transplant starting way back in the 80s and being a woman in the field, I guess that makes me a pioneer somewhat. So no, it really meant a lot to me. I think it means a lot to all the women in transplant surgery and transplantation.
Throughout your career in transplantation, what specific contributions or achievements do you feel really led to being a pioneer in this industry?
Gosh, that's hard to say, but one is I think I've been very much involved in the development and advancement of living donor liver transplantation in the United States. I was part of the original multi-center consortium A2All, and really part of spreading the word about growing living donor liver transplantation. I felt that it's very important to connect with our international partners on that as well. So I think that's probably been something that I've been a pioneer in. I have done a lot of work in liver regeneration, and that's a significant part of living donor liver transplantation. So I've done both basic science work as well as translational and clinical work. I guess also I've been involved in the definition of early allograft dysfunction and how livers, if they don't work right away after you transplant them, how you define dysfunction, and it's been used as a standard for measuring liver function after transplantation. But I think most important is that I'm one of the first women in transplant, and specifically liver transplantation and transplant surgery. I was only the second woman president for the American Society of Transplant Surgeons, and I hope there's many, many more to come.
That is absolutely incredible. It sounds like you've done a lot throughout your career. And with that being said, what message or inspiration do you want to convey to others within the field of transplantation?
Well, I think the biggest message is that there is so much more to do. I mean, we've accomplished so much in the years of transplantation, but there are so many new, exciting innovations. There's so many new things that we can see happen to increase the number of transplants that are done. The most important thing that we want to do is to make sure there's access to transplants so that everybody who needs a transplant can have access to it. And I think we really need to focus on that. Most importantly, I think people need to know that they can do anything, that if they want to do something exciting in transplant, there's so many different fields and avenues for them to follow and to do that.
Looking ahead, what areas of research or innovation do you feel really hold potential for the future of transplantation?
There's a lot of research happening right now in the field of ex vivo perfusion for all organs, for heart, liver, lung, kidney. So ways to extend the life of an organ outside the body and ways to assess the how well that organ will work once it's transplanted, as well as maybe ways to manipulate that organ or to change that or modify that organ so it works better. So I think that's one really exciting area. The other exciting area is what I mentioned before. We need to look at how we can better provide access to transplantation. There's a lot of disparities in who's able to get to transplant, not just who gets transplanted once they're evaluated and listed, but just getting to that first step. So we really need to look at that data and figure out how we can get more people to transplant in a more fair and just way. And then finally, I guess another area that we're all very excited about is xenotransplantation, using organs from modified pigs, genetically modified pigs. We're all looking at different areas and how we can do that, whether it's to do transplants with them or to use those organs as a bridge to transplant. All that is very, very exciting.
Yes, definitely. Sounds like you've achieved quite a lot throughout your career, and there's only more to come. So thank you so much for your time. And again, congratulations on winning this award.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Kim Olthoff stands as a transformative force, reshaping the transplantation landscape. Yet her impact is just one example among many within the vast community of ASTS and AST members. Spanning various areas of study and practice, these dedicated individuals converge at ATC to collectively drive progress forward. ATC transcends boundaries and benefits professionals from every field, illuminating the path towards advancements that impact us all. Now we want to hear from you. Hey ATC attendees, Rachel here. We want to hear why ATC is so important for your profession. So come on down to our studio located right outside of Hall C from 11:30 to 12 and tell us your story, and we'll see you there.
Hi everyone, my name is Jacqueline Burke. I'm a research assistant professor of biomedical engineering at Northwestern University. And I'm here at ATC to meet with collaborators, share my research, and get important feedback so we can move the field of transplantation forward.
I'm a research professor in Northwestern. I'm with the Department of Surgery and the Comprehensive Transplant Center. ATC is like a home for all the transplant professionals, right? Each year we expect to come here to meet people and to learn, update our knowledge, and also try to talk to collaborators to, forge new collaboration and to, help advance the field.
I'm one of the transplant fellows from Cleveland Clinic, so I am really excited to be here at ATC. I think the biggest advantage for me is the educational value of this conference. It provides a full breadth of transplant education and innovation. So I had the opportunity to see, attend, and learn a lot of innovative sessions about new advancements in transplantation. So I think it's a very good, wholesome overall experience. And it's in beautiful San Diego, so it can't be better than that.
I'm the clinical director for the Alliance for Paired Kidney Donation. I'm from Toledo, Ohio. And what's so important about the ATC is that great minds, intellectual minds, pushing the envelope for transplant to provide life-saving measures for our patients. That's what's so great about the ATC is that we come together from all over the world, and we meet here once a year to discuss ideas, innovations, what's new in transplantation, and how can we help our patients.
I'm from Salt Lake City, and I'm the Director of Mental Health for Rejuvenate Healthcare. I love being here because it's exciting to bring the mental health care portion of it to the conversation. It's something that oftentimes gets ignored or passed by. So I love that I have the opportunity to have that conversation.
I'm from Orlando, Florida. I actually work with Advent Health Transplant Institute. I'm a living donor kidney coordinator. My experience here has been great. Lots of new people to meet, lots of new living donor coordinators to meet as well. And knowing that the ATC is focusing more on living donation and allowing us to collaborate here and learn new things.
As we conclude this remarkable ATC meeting, we encourage you to carry the sparks of inspiration, knowledge, and relationships back to your communities. ATC serves as a dynamic platform for innovation and collaboration, But the true power lies within you. We implore you to leverage the invaluable insights gained from this year's gathering, propelling the world forward with your actions. We'll see you at ATC 2024 in Philadelphia, where the next chapter of groundbreaking discoveries awaits. Together, we'll embrace what's next and shape a brighter future. We'll see you next time. There will be something for everyone, and we want to make sure you don't miss a minute. Each day, you can find the latest episode of ATC TV on the TVs conveniently placed around the convention center. But don't worry, if you missed us here, you can tune in right from your hotel room on Channel 55 at the Manchester Grand Hyatt, Channel 74 at the Omni, and Channel 43 at the Hilton San Diego Gaslamp Quarter. And of course, you can also find us on the ATC website, as well as our YouTube and Twitter channels. Plenty of ways to watch. As the conference draws to a close, we reflect on the remarkable journey we've embarked on together. ATC 2023, a gathering like no other, brought together over 4,000 attendees from around the globe, both in person and virtually, creating an unparalleled atmosphere of collaboration and discovery. With more than 400 exhibitors showcasing the latest advancements in transplantation, the conference buzzed with excitement, sparking new connections and partnerships. Over 1,800 abstracts were presented, unveiling groundbreaking research and pushing the boundaries from our understanding. From riveting keynote addresses to thought-provoking discussions, every moment was filled with inspiration and innovation. ATC 2023 was a catalyst for change, igniting conversations that will shape the future of transplantation. As we bid farewell to this extraordinary event, we carry with us the knowledge gained, the connections made, and the determination to advance the field. Thank you to all who joined us on this transformative journey. Until we meet again at the next ATC, let us continue pushing the boundaries of transplantation and improving lives around the world.